Okay, so now we're going to take a look at the Rutus Alter 71 functions. Turn the machine on, push program. Get the startup screen, and then it'll ask you to do the ground balance procedure. Just pull the trigger for now, because you only want a ground balance after you've finished doing all your settings and you've checked that there's no other signals in the ground, because you don't want a ground balance over a target, because you could discriminating out good targets. So you always make sure you ground balance on a clean piece of land. So you just pull the trigger, pull it again, and that's factory preset. Okay then, so the first settings are in the enter. So you push enter and you get 3 different settings. Sensitivity, use the left and right arrows to go up and down. Change sensitivity. Push enter again, takes you to discrimination. Set your discrimination with the arrows again, and then the discriminated area will sync. So you want that to be about 28, and that just gets rid of the small nails. And then you've got the notch. If you wanted to notch an area, say if he's on a park and he's getting lots of foil or something like that, use the right page button to go across. And then where it says accept underneath, you push the right button, and then it brings it out. So that means you've rejected that target. And then to bring it back in, you push the left button. And that's your notch. Push the enter button again to go back to the start screen. Okay, let's have a look at the programs. So you've got 8 different programs. On the right hand side, all the way across, you've got ultra fast, and that's exactly that. You've got the highest frequency, which will be 18.4 kilohertz. So it's brilliant on the small stuff. And you've also got the highest reaction, so you'll be faster in between the targets. So that's brilliant on a ancient site trying to get between the nails for the little tiny coins, etc. And on the other end of the scale, you've got all them different modes, but then you've got the ultra deep, and that's that. What it would be, it'd be the lowest frequency, so it'd be on 4.4 kilohertz, and it would be on the lowest reaction, so everything's slowed down then, ready to try and get the deeper targets. But the preset programs are really good, but you can adjust them in the expert mode after, if you go into one of the user settings. Okay, so let's go out of the programs, push the trigger. It will actually do the GB setup again, just ignore that. Pull the trigger once, wait for it, pull the trigger again to go to factory preset. Okay then, so main menu page now. Main menu is broken up into 3 different segments. You've got the engine, audio and screen. To start with, we're in frequency, so you can adjust the frequency all the way up to 18.4. And you can go all the way down to 4.4. So that's, it drops in segments of 2. And that's 71 different frequencies, hence Alter 71. So it's a very versatile machine. Now you've got the hot rocks, go into hot rock mode. Neutral that's probably the best place to start, and then you adjust that to suit the ground that you're on. If you're getting lots of hot rocks, you can lower the hot rock or go up. It depends what field conditions you're in. By adjusting that, you also can eliminate the wraparound effect. So say if you're getting large Coke cans and stuff all the time, you can bring that in, and it eliminate the top right hand of the discrimination as well, and that's the wraparound for the big iron and big aluminium cans. But we'll leave that in neutral to search to start with. Reaction is your reactivity speed. 1 is the slowest, 8 is the fastest, and you adjust that to suit the ground you're on. And now you've got masking. Masking is a built-in discrimination within the discrimination. So if you're going across a field and you've got lots of nails, especially an ancient site, and you've got quite a lot of nails in the area, but you know there's good targets that could be with them nails, and then you have to adjust that masking then, because if you've got your masking too high, your machine will run really stable, but you've got less chance of getting the small good targets next to iron. Okay then, let's go to audio. Threshold level. If you want to use your machine in dynamic search mode, you'd leave the threshold at 0. But if you want to, you can get into dual mode, As soon as you bring the threshold level up, you get the background hum, and that just gives you more information in your ears in dual mode, because you'll have the normal dynamic search where you get the beeps when you get a signal, but you'll also get a change in the hum, the background threshold, which gives you more information for your ears, so you can tell what target size is and depth and stuff like that. If you're going to use that, you need to have VCO on, and that makes it more of a smoother changeover from targets and stuff. Threshold tone, that just changes the tone of the threshold. Threshold sense, obviously that's to do with the dual mode again. You can change the sensitivity on that, and that's the VCO. So if you was going to use it in dual mode, VCO on for a smoother operation, and then you've got the threshold sat, which that's another function within the dual mode and with all metal mode and non-motion mode, etc. And then you've got the audio gain. Audio gain is like an amplifier. If you've got your audio gain all the way up on 60, then everything sounds the same. If you've got a target at 1 inch and a target at 12 inch, it will give you the same signal. So you've got no idea of depth. Also, it will amplify any EMI. So ideally you want to bring that down a tad, because your machine will be quite erratic. If you have it all the way down to 0, you're going to lose some of the deeper targets. So you need to, again, set that to suit the ground that you're on and what targets you're after. With the volume, if you've got the back speaker on the Rutus, but also if you plug your headphones in, you want to leave your volume on 30 and then adjust the volume through your headphones. That way you'll get more out of the machine. Tones, you've got all different types of tones. Relic free is what I'm using at the minute. It's getting used to it. What you'll get is a 0 to 28 will be a low tone, and then it steps up then in segments, which gives you a higher tone every time. And then push the trigger to come back out. Let me just show you what the coin mode pattern is. There's only a very little difference, but everyone's different, everyone wants different tones. But I'm going to try the Relic free. So there we go. But you've also got user 1, user 2 and user 3, and you can absolutely change all the settings in that to suit however you want the sounds to be, and you can save them, which is very handy. Wireless, I haven't got the wireless module, but you can get a wireless module. I think that's about £35, something like that. And then you've got the wireless module, you can plug any headphones into that, which will be your wires free then virtually, so it's brilliant. And then we've got to take you over again to the screen mode. Backlight, left and right buttons just to change the brightness. ID type, this is quite important. I use 12 kHz, but if you was in real, say if you was at 4 kHz searching and you went over a pound coin and it give you a target of say 60, if throughout the day you upped your kilohertz and you were still looking for that 60 for a pound coin, it wouldn't be, because as you up the kilohertz, the target ID changes. So real would be quite difficult. You'd have to really get used to that. So I would suggest for the most variation and for the same target ID every time would be the 12 kilohertz, easier searching. And then you've got hold time. Hold time is when you go over a target, you get a target ID pop up on the screen. That will stay there for 5 seconds. You can adjust that with the up and down arrow to suit what you want it to do. And then you've got the language, English and Polish. I'll leave it in English. And that's all of the settings on the Rutus Alter 71. Right then. So you've set all your settings up, you're happy, you're ready to go, and you want to start detecting. Now you're in this mode, obviously make sure your sensitivity is up, and then you'll check the area, make sure there's no other targets in the ground. When you're happy that there's no targets in the ground, push the ground balance button and follow the on-screen instructions. Put search coil up and then pull trigger. When it says put search coil up, it means about 1.5 feet off the ground, and then pull the trigger. Now you're 1.5 feet off the ground, then you can pump the coil down. You want to be off the ground about an inch. So pump the coil without touching the ground. Detector ready, pull trigger. So pull trigger, and then it gives you the soil conditions readout. Normally it's around 80, 88, something like that. Yeah, so we've gone through the features and functions on the Rutus Alter 71. Now we're out in the field. We're going to do a depth test and a recovery speed test. I'm going to check out the ultra fast mode, the program, to see how fast it really is, and I'm going to go for the ultra deep mode to find out how deep it goes. We've got a Georgia III penny, quite a big coin, so you're looking hopefully above 12 inches on that. Should be deeper than 12 inches. And also we're going to do recovery speed tests on a UK pound coin and 2 pieces of iron. We're going to put the iron on the ground, and then we're going to put the iron on the ground about there, then about 10 inches away. Do a recovery speed test over the nail first and across the coin to see how long it takes for it to, how close I can get the coin to the iron before it loses it, if it loses it. The ultra fast mode, I'm hoping I'll be able to get at least that close, but we'll see. Okay then, let's have a look then. So first of all, we're going to do the depth test. For the depth test, I'm going to use the 11-inch coil. Obviously the bigger the coil, the deeper you're going to go. And for the speed test, I'm going to use, I think it's a 9.5-inch coil. So I'm going to use that coil. It's just a little bit smaller and it's better for getting in amongst the nails and finding out the good targets. So see how we get on. Okay then, so we're in the ultra deep mode. I've dug a hole. It's probably about 14-15 inches. I'll show you with the pinpointing now just so you can get an idea of depth. I've got the Georgia III penny. Have a look at the hole. I'll just go over the hole so you can hear. There's nothing in the hole. No signal in the hole. Oh. Okay, so that's going flat at the bottom of the hole, and then that is about 14 inches, 13 to 14 inches that is. I'm hoping it gets it. Let's backfill it. In the audio, I've gone into relic free. That gives you an iron grunt for iron, like a low tone, and then it slowly gets higher and higher in pitch as the conductivity gets higher. So 14 inches. We're in ultra deep mode on the Georgia III penny. Let's just move that stone. That's a banging signal. 14 inches. That's the pinpoint there. That's scuffing the ground at 14 inches. So now I'm going to slowly bring the coil off the ground. Just fading off there. So I'm about 5 inches off the ground. Getting 100 on the target ID with just a little tiny line. Well, that's banging that out easy. I'm getting the 14 inches in the soil. You do hear a little tiny croak of iron because as soon as targets start to get a depth, you get the ground minerals starting to creep in. So as soon as you go deeper, you start to get the iffier signals with all machines. But you can hear that solid beep in with the target, definite. So it's a definite digger. And as you bring the coil up, you get to about 5 inches above that. So you're looking 18, 19 inches. It is a big old coin, but that is some serious depth in the ultra deep mode, and it does exactly what it says on the tin. In deep mode, you've gone into the threshold there, so as soon as you turn your threshold on, you come out of dynamic mode and you go into dual mode. So you've got your threshold, which you've got the audio in the background, that threshold hum, and that helps you with a little bit of depth. So when you come, say if you've got a target, say if that target was at the 19 inches deep and you're on a hot spot, you'll be going along and you're just listening for that little, you hear the threshold, hear it? And you just hear, listening for that little ooh, and that's, if you haven't got the threshold on, you'd never hear them targets. So if you're on that hot spot and you want to get them last little bits at the depth, you're going along and see that ooh. It won't be a beep beep beep. It's just a higher pitch in the threshold. So you can use that. It's for more experienced users really, that really want to get the most out of the machine. But with the Rutus, it's so adjustable, you can use it in any scenario, which is really, really good. I'm just going to go over now to that area where I'm going to set up the speed test. I'm going to put it into the ultra fast mode and see how close we can get to that nail with a pound coin. Let's have a look. Yeah, you might see the mic wire because there's a lot of wind today, so I've got the mic out. I'm just going to go over the grain then. I've got the 9.5 inch coil. To make sure there's no targets in the ground. We're in ultra fast mode. As you can see, that's silent, no targets are there. Okay, so we've got the nail there and the pound coin there. We're going to sweep across the nail, across the pound coin until the coin disappears, because the nail will mask it. That's picking that up fine. So bring it halfway. I'm quite confident it's still going to pick it up there. It's about 5 inches away from the nail. Still picking that up easy. 2 inches away from the nail. That's impressive. Right then, flatten that ground out a bit. There. So the nail is now touching the coin. This might not happen now. Still picking it up. Okay, so we've got the pound coin touching the nail. Now we're going to add some more iron. Still getting it. Let's put the nails onto the coin. I don't know whether this is going to work now. This is extreme testing. Coming in at 87 on the target ID. Move the nails. $94. So the target ID has dropped slightly, but it's still picking it up with the iron on top of the coin. Now that's fast. Nail just on top of the coin and the tip of the nail just touching the coin there. So now the two pieces of iron are above the coin and it's still picking it up. Let me move the pound coin. That's iron. I've got the discrimination is set at 0, so you can hear the iron. I'm going to bring the discrimination up now. Discrimination of 10, and you're just getting a little warble come through every now and then, but that'll be a virtually silent search. Yeah, I'm sweeping over there, not iron, and there's no audio. So now, if you're walking across an ancient field and you've got nails everywhere and you're after a desired target, you could be walking along. You're not going to miss that at all. That's at a fast sweep speed. I normally sweep at about 2-3 seconds per sweep. So like 1, 2. But if someone sweeps a little bit faster, half a second sweep speed. So you get that little beep, little indication there's something there. It is a shorter signal when you go faster. That's because of the fast recovery speed. So you get that little beep and you look for it again. You're getting that from every angle. I've done this test on some machines. It works fine that way. As soon as you go this way, it loses it. What can I say? That's impressive. The Rutus Alter 71. You've got the 9.5 inch coil, which is great for areas like this where you've got a lot of iron in the ground. So if you could use an 11 inch. I'd use the 11 inch coil for most of my searching. And then when you get into an area you think there's a lot of iron here, this could be a habitation, I'd pull out the 9.5 inch coil, go into I've got the fast mode or the ultra fast mode, where you know you're going to be getting in between the targets, and that coil is going to kick butt on ancient sites. And then if you're on a quieter site or maybe pasture land, you get the 11 inch coil, and then you could go into the ultra deep mode. So with all the different settings you've got, like I've gone through in the video, that's going to cover every scenario that you're ever going to be in. You can change the frequencies from 4.4 all the way up to 18.4 in 71 different segments, to 4.4, 4.6, 4.8, all the way up. So the Rutus Alter will suit any scenario that you'll ever be in. It is a really good machine. So hope that's impressed you. It's impressed me. Super deep, super fast. There's nothing, what more could you ask for? Okay, thanks for watching. If you want to get hold of the Rutus Alter 71 or other Rutus machines, visit Detechnix. They're the only suppliers in England, but you can also visit the Rutus Alter website. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.